Welcome back, comic book junkies. It's the Frog Queen here, and today I'm reviewing Bitterroot #1, which is published by Image Comics. Bitterroot is written by David F. Walker of Power Man and Iron Fist, along with Chuck Brown of Trenchcoats, Cigarettes, and Shotguns. The comic is illustrated by Sanford Green, who is also from the creative team behind Power Man and Iron Fist. I actually really like it when creative teams who work together in the big two successfully actually branch out into creator-owned comics and bring us something that's all their own. There are also a series of variant covers by Brittany Williams, Denise Cohen, and Mike Mignola. Bitterroot #1 was published on November 14th, and it's intended for a mature audience. The story takes place in the 1920s and centers on the Sangrier family, who are trying to save the world from the supernatural terror which threatens to consume New York first. The reader knows this threat only as the Jinnu. Although Google tells me Jinnu is a made-up word, I don't know if Google is being willfully ignorant here. One can draw the conclusion, though, that Jinnu is another word for the jinn that date back to pre-Islamic mythologies. From what the Image website tells me, the first story arc of Bitterroot is slated to be 4 issues in length, and they refer to this as the first story arc in the website write-up, which generally means the series will continue depending on sales. As far as first issues go, not a whole lot is given to us. It appears our focus is on a female character who's got her heart set on physically fighting the Jinnu while her family pushes her into a less violent role. She's given the task of grinding a special root which is administered to the Jinnu, and we don't get to know much else about the characters as they have a brief interaction of just a few pages and then some action happens. We are also introduced to another more mysterious set of characters with even less insight into who they are or exactly what their motives are. I do find this to be somewhat of a trend lately, where stories try to introduce too many characters in the very first issue, and I do find that is a bit of a problem because I don't get to see enough of them to make me stay. It doesn't really make me want to grab issue #2. But I'd like to know what you think about that, because some people, they love all these characters being thrown at them right away. I really see it as overwhelming. So, from the cover, one would assume that the Jinnu are vampires, and although some are vampiric in appearance on the cover, reading further into issue 1 will have you feeling otherwise. Some of them really don't feel very vampiric, but at no point are they ever called anything but Jinnu, so I think vampires are probably out of this one. We'll see, I guess. I'm honestly not sure at all how I feel about this series so far. I do feel overwhelmed by the introduction of so many characters, as I mentioned before, despite the fact that some of them had some meaningful interaction, and the main characters are pretty cool. The headstrong female lead is a bit tiresome, but I like the rest of her family. As for the art, I'm really into the coloring of the entire comic. I think it's gorgeous, although the characters do feel a bit goofy most of the time, and that so far doesn't make this feel like a horror comic, but maybe it's not supposed to be. Well, I think that's it for this review. Something fun I wanted to start doing was to tell you what music I listened to while reading the comic, and for this one I listened to Samavea album called Vatin. It's from this year, 2018, I think it just came out, which seemed to actually go quite well with this one. Warning, if you don't like Maynard from Tool, you're not likely to enjoy this because the lead singer sounds very much like him. And I believe they're a German progressive stoner rock band, but I kind of dig that kind of stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you approve. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe, and of course, until next time, read something good.